Hi everyone! So we're going to talk about color calibration. Let's get to it. Alright, so color calibration is basically making sure that your device that you're working on is actually showing you the correct colors. Device colors can change over time and become more like yellow or blue or green or magenta, and this is true for every device from your computer, phone, to tablets, TVs, and there's usually settings within each to calibrate the colors so that it is giving you the right colors. Now, this is absolutely crucial for a professional workflow. Trust me, there's nothing more embarrassing than sending over a file that you think looks great and then the client opens it up on their computer and it doesn't. Now, their computer could be off too, but that's a whole nother issue. I had something kind of similar happen to me. I was getting ready for an exhibition and I was getting all, it was a photo exhibition, so I was getting all my photos ready. I corrected them, edited them. I thought they looked great. So I sent off test prints, 4x6 test prints, just to see, if there was any other issues I wasn't seeing on my screen. And they came back completely yellow. And it was because I wasn't calibrating my screen at that time, and I was over color correcting. I was adding too much yellows because my screen was showing me that the images were really blue. My screen was off. And adding that blue, so then I was adding more yellow to correct for that blue that wasn't actually there. So really, really, really important in your workflow to have some kind of calibration schedule. Now there are built-in tools for both Windows and Mac machines, and if you're interested in looking into those, I included a link here for you, so let's check it out real quick. And it gives you some step-by-step instructions on how to go through and access the software that comes built in on your computers, so that you can calibrate it. So here we have the built-in Windows and Mac tools, Windows 10 display calibration tool, and we also have Mac OS. So I'm not going to go into the specifics for each. I would recommend that you just go to this site, look over it, and apply the steps as necessary for whatever device you're using. Okay, so now there are some other considerations to take in. These free tools that are built in are awesome and are a great start. If you have nothing else or no budget for calibration, then this is a good place to be. But once you start stepping it up a little bit, I would definitely recommend looking into a calibration type of tool. So there's a couple of different ones. Now, some reasons to do this. The light level in your work environment or ambient light might change throughout the day. Is there a window where you work? Does the light change? Does it come in sometimes? Does it not come in other times? That's going to change how you're perceiving your screen and perceiving colors. So that's really important. The other thing are the colors of the surfaces in your work environment. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen like those fun little color tests where they might show like, okay, here is a gray square, but then once you put it next to an orange square, that gray square suddenly looks kind of like bluish or something, but you take it away and now the gray square looks the same. It's because having colors next to each other will definitely change how we're perceiving those colors to be. So if your workspace has a bunch of crazy colors, I guess I'm not a very good example, but here are two different workspaces here. Now the walls that my computers are up against are pretty neutral, so yeah, don't worry about my background. But yeah, so if we look at these two photos right here, this magenta setup looks really cool. I love it. Magenta is one of my favorite colors, but it's going to affect how you are perceiving colors on your screen. Whereas this workspace over here that has a neutral background is going to be better. That's also why you'll often see editors, like if you watch a lot of YouTube videos and such, that have like these little panels around their screen, it's blocking out that extra light and color so that you can really focus on what's going on that screen and not have your perception messed around with by other colors and light coming in. Okay, so I did include a blog post here, and that gives you a range of the different tools out there and some different prices. So I would encourage you, if you get to that point in your professional journey that you need to step up your calibration, to come back to this and kind of look around at the different options available. Now, what I use is the older version of this. Mine's still working, so I'm still using it. But let me show you what it actually looks like real quick and what happens with this calibration process. So you have like this little device here, and it plugs into your computer. You plug it in, there's software that you start up, and what happens is it will tell you to place this on your screen. So what you do is there's a little piece actually on this one in particular that moves, and this part will go right on a screen, and then this is just a weight that drapes over so it stays. And as I hope I didn't break it. And once you start the software going, it basically it flashes different colors onto the screen and at different brightnesses, and then this reads what is actually coming through the screen so that it can adjust the screen because it knows what's supposed to be coming through. Does that make sense? I don't know, that sounded kind of confusing. The other great thing about these is that they can read and adjust to ambient light. So if color correcting, color grading, which we're going to get to also, is really important, you can actually leave all of this plugged in, and you put this little thing back on and you set it next to your computer, and it will read the ambient light throughout the day and change the brightness of your screen for you, so you're getting more accurate readings or more accurate luminance. Yeah. Okay, so that's the basics of color calibration. I hope that helps, and make sure that you bookmark some of these sites so that you can come back and look at them later on.